What is happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and being here with me. So today we have Dragon's Milk Reserve. It's the oatmeal cookie variant. They've done this for quite a few years. I don't know how many, but I have never tried this, so this will be my first time trying this with you guys. 11% ABV, the standard for Dragon's Milk. And we have a bourbon barrel-aged beer slash stout with cinnamon, brown sugar, raisins, oats, and vanilla extract. Sounds really good. But disclaimer, I've never been an abundantly huge fan of Dragon's Milk. I feel like it is one of the OGs. Like, there's no doubt about it, and I respect that. And they're still good beers. But I feel like a lot of newer recipes have really overtaken Dragon's Milk. And there's a lot of other guys in the game that bring their recipes to the table that I do enjoy. I'm not saying I don't like this, but disclaimer and honesty, I've never been like the biggest fan of Dragon's Milk, the base version at least. So we'll check this out today. I'll give you my completely honest review. This is like $18 a 4-pack, and it can be tougher to find these, but they are available in Michigan, and I'm sure beyond, but I don't know how far the reach goes. This was bottled on 9/5/24, and today is 10/10, so pretty fresh bourbon barrel aged stout in all honesty, and we will talk about it from here on. And it is still pretty cold. I will say there was a time that I really did enjoy letting these fully warm up, but stouts these days, even big ones, I do like a slight chill on them. That's just my honesty with you guys, but I will drink them warm. But this one is not warm, it is still cold. So let's get into it. Let's get the pop. Nice smoke off the top, and there's the cap, the standard. Nothing crazy to see there. Get that out of here. And we'll go to the Michigan glassware, guys. And again, I do really like Dragon's Milk, but there's just so many better recipes. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be a hater, but I've seen things that are much better than Dragon's Milk. So as I pour it, it is kind of thinner, like I've thought. I mean, it's a thinner beer at 11%. It's not a massive stout, especially in the bourbon barrel aged category. It's like dark cola in the glass. But as you pour it and you look at that liquid pouring into the glass, it is more brown than black. It's not like it's a midnight oil in the glass. It is a little bit lighter, not as much viscosity, and not as much head retention. A little bit of off-white beige head sitting on top, and it's not really even there. It's about gone already, guys. So you see it. That's what it is. It looks like cola in the glass. I'm excited. I mean, I haven't had a bourbon barrel-aged beer in a while, so let it be the version of Dragon's Milk, which is the oatmeal cookie, guys. Let's see. Let's get an aroma on this chili oatmeal cookie. So, yeah, I mean, a little bit underwhelming. I mean, I don't see like a big oatmeal cookie jumping into my nose right now. It's not like this is baked cookies and grandma's baking in the oven. I'm not getting that off the jump. I am getting the base stout. I'm not even getting much bourbon barrel age notes into the nose. It's just very subtle. I can see like a little bit of like subtle vanilla, a little bit of like maltiness, a little bit of roast. There is some little burn, like actually, like as I breathed it in, like it almost smelled like peppers. Like it was almost like that bourbon barrel aged product was showing itself. I mean, there is this subtle vanilla and this subtle like cinnamon slash spice of the barrel. It's not like it's super woody. It's not like it's a fresh barrel with that bourbon just soaked in it. I could see brown sugar, and it does have, I would say, like the most dominant thing that's going into my nostrils is like the oatmeal complex of this beer. It feels like baked oats. It smells like I've mixed a little bit of chocolate maybe into some oatmeal. It smells very light. It smells fresh, though, and doesn't smell too artificial, nothing like that. Oats, subtle cinnamon, and I'd have to dig. Like, I couldn't tell you that this was cinnamon right on the nose. It's just got this subtle spice to it. And again, just this maltier layer. A little bit of roast. Let's dive in, guys. I'm not going to get too much else, and it is cold still, so let's, disclaimer, asterisk, it's still cold. So, oatmeal cookie, Dragon's Milk Reserve. Let's check this out, guys. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers, baby. Let's just go for the cheers. No more. Not bad. There is like, is it the cinnamon? It's like an odd burst of cinnamon. It's playing into the vanilla extract. and it's softening the blow of the cinnamon. It's kind of roasty and soft. There's a little bit of decadence. I could see this vanilla kind of chocolatey cookie thing coming together. For being as cold as it is, I can see that playing out. And I feel like there is a little bit of like that oatmeal kind of grainy viscosity to it. Like it does have a nice burst of that as well. But I see that cinnamon is just kind of odd. Like it's an odd placement of cinnamon. Like I don't know if it's like a skosh too high, but it plays into this like malty roast in an odd way. I don't think it's bad. It's just like it makes you think like, what is that? What is that? What is that flavor? What is that? Honestly, it's like the raisins too. I think there's like this raisin sweetness without actually identifying it as raisins. There's just like this sweetness that's hits your lips, but it's still roasty. So this isn't like an overly sweet stout. I could see this potentially getting sweet as you drink it, as it warms up, but I actually think it is quite roasty and quite soft on the back end compared to where you start on the front. It's not bad. Like this is actually maybe a little bit better than I thought, but it does have like a little bit of odd flavors. The brown sugar I do like, and it's playing into like a brown sugar oatmeal again. Raisins a little bit lost, but I think that's just playing more into the brown sugar sweetness. And the cinnamon, it's like there, you know, it's right there, and I just don't know, would I even be able to identify it? I don't know if I was doing this blindly. I'm not sure that I could tell you that. But there's this weird flavor. It's this weird flavor that I just can't identify. I don't know if it's like an artificial cookie, almost like a Quest 1 bar or something like that, where it's just got like this weird sweetness and just like a duplicate taste of a cookie. I don't know, but it's so subtle, and I don't know if I enjoy that weird touch that's mixed into this recipe. I'm not saying this is bad, because I actually do think I like this more than I thought I would going into it. I could see this being a baked cookie or a brown sugar oatmeal cookie, something along those lines. But I don't know if it hits home 100%. But I will say, drinkable, still chilled. Barrel, not very abundant, never usually is on these unless they're completely warmed up. But again, adding to drinkability may be a good thing. It's not bad. This isn't bad. The raisins, the oats, the vanilla extract, I could see it all coming together here. Actually a pretty good recipe, but again, I'm not a huge Dragon's Milk fan. I'm just being honest, you know. So is this good? I think so. I think it's actually better than I thought. And I do recommend this, actually, but you have to be in the mood for something like this, especially barrel-aged. It's just got a weird... There is just such a weird flavor in the beginning that I can't identify, but it is indeed some sort of like brown sugar oatmeal, some sort of cookie. A raisiny cookie. I think it's fair to call it what it is on the label. Yeah, oatmeal cookie. I think that is a fair label. And I feel like this could be a touch better, but you would be saturating your palate more. Maybe I'd want more body to this beer, which is my normal complaint. So yeah, guys, there's just one thing. I just wish there's a little bit more body, maybe a little bit more bourbon. But as far as the oatmeal cookie thing, I do see it as a fair label. I see the oatmeal, I see a little bit of the brown sugar. The vanilla's not overplayed. Cinnamon, I really have to dig for. It's probably the right amount, because if you do too much cinnamon, it ends up ruining the recipe. So that's a proper dosage, I would say, but I have to dig for that cinnamon. Raisins adding to the sweetness along with the brown sugar. So there is just this weird flavor, though, that I can't decipher in the beginning of it. It's some sort of like weird sweetness, and I'm calling it like some sort of like plasticky sweetness. It's not. That's just the only descriptor I can give you. It's not that it's off-putting. It's just an odd flavor I can't identify. It's probably just all of these things, these adjuncts playing together ingredient-wise. But overall, this is a good beer. I do recommend it, and I think I give this a solid rating. Let me see. It's probably just that oatmeal taste. Honestly, it's just all these ingredients playing together. I made this sound like it was bad, and this was a fairly very good beer, I will say. Fairly very good. Yeah. 4.01 out of 5. Like, I want a little bit more substance. I want a little bit more body, but that's my normal complaint about Dragon's Milk, guys. So 4.01 out of 5, right about that, right above that threshold. And get it while you can. It's one of those variants. So cheers, pros, yamas. If you're going to pour a beer, pour Michigan beer.